But then like when I use Azu, I find that it's not really the greatest strategy because I don't see the full use of it. And this isn't like a thing of skill. Like I'm not skilled enough to use Azumarill properly. No, it's just the way that the strategy works. +6 belly drum is an okay strategy, but it's not a strategy that you want to use for raids because you become so fragile that unless you have a good support with it, you don't. Like, it's not a good strategy. That's why I got so frustrated with a bunch of the Azus when we were doing the Charizard raid, because you'd have me with a Flutter Mane that has all the tech, all the support kind of thing that I would need specifically for me and any other special attackers to be very good. And you have Sylveon that does similarly, but can also just nuke the Charizard. And then you'd have whatever the other person has, and then you'd have the one Azumarill player. And the Azumarill player would more likely just ruin all of our strategies because it would just belly drum, and then me and the Sylveon would use fake tears to decrease the opponent's special defense by 4. And then the Azu player goes, hee, I'm going to hit it so it gets its shield up. And then hits it. Then the shield goes up, and then we're like, well, now we can't decrease its special defense. Why did you do that? So it's like, well... That's why I think at the end of it, when it was like the final day, or the final 2 days, I think, of it, or no, the final day exactly, I said, if I get any Azu players, I'm not healing you. If I heal you, it's by coincidence kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to intentionally heal you. Because I got so frustrated with them. They were the ones that kept dying a lot of the time, and I just got sick and tired of them. I'm just like, I don't really care. You die, you die. It's not my problem anymore. And that's the kind of thing that I do not like about it, too. The one thing that I will say that's really good about these raids than Sword and Shield, and I actually will like it if they were to continue this in the next Pokemon game kind of thing. Hope it's a little bit more fleshed out and with less glitches and bugs, but hey, that's fine. But what I would really like to see is that they improve the raid in general. Even further, do not bring back 2 shields. I don't care about the one. The one is fine. The one shield after a certain amount of threshold of damage is fine. That's okay. The stat drop, I think, is fine. It's when it's I don't know if it's true or not. It could be entirely false and I'd still believe it. But from what I've read of how Terra raids work is that depending on the stars of it, the Pokemon's health increases. I think it's 5 times per star, I think. I can be wrong on that. I think it's like, or either 1 has no change, but then 2 has the 5 times kind of thing, and then it continues going up from there kind of thing. I find that is a bit much. It should be like double health and then either triple, like 1 should be normal health, 2 should be double, 3 should be triple the health, 4 should be quadruple the health, and then 5-star would be quintuple the health, and then 6 would be sextuple the health. And then if you want to do with the special 7-star ones, make them either 7 or go straight to 10. Like, make that one, like, the difficult one that it's like, oh my god. Because what I liked about Sword and Shield, in particular, for its raids in general, is that you didn't need setup. You didn't need to use Swords Dance, or, like, Iron Defense, or anything such like that. Like, you could just unga bunga, hit, win. That's what I liked. You could turn off your brain, spam A, win. With this, you have to tap A and make sure that when your moves don't go all the way back up to the first slot, which I hate the most. because by the end of Cinderay's first week, I ended up making a Slowbro, and it's very frustrating when you are trying to make it so the like it's what is it? I think I'm heading back. It's fine. I think it's very frustrating though, like when you're trying to click Iron Defense as your second move slot, then all of a sudden Cinderace does something, and then it goes back to slot 1. It's like, no, I wanted you in slot 2 so I can continue spamming my move. And then it switches again, and then it keeps doing that. It's so frustrating. It reminds me of how Pokemon Essential games kind of work, too. I think there's it's either a move thing or it's a potion thing. I can't remember what it is, or use item thing, where what it does is it always goes to like the first Pokemon of the party instead of the last Pokemon you used it on during that battle. So if you use let's say I'm in a battle right now. We're in Pokemon Essentials land. Wow, it looks very bleak. And we're in a battle, and oh my word, Houndoom has like 50 health damage, and I have Sandile in the front because I need to heal up Houndoom, and I use a potion. If I were to spam A, Sandile would get the heal. Does that make sense? Sure it does. Like, I didn't move it, right? Because Sandile, let's say, is weak, so, he needs the potion too. So we'll heal up Sandile. So let's say turn 2, I end up healing up Houndoom a little bit because I only have potions. I don't have super potions. So I have to do it again. So if I spam A in a normal Pokemon game, it would land on Houndoom. Makes sense, because the last Pokemon you healed was Houndoom. So obviously, if I spam A on a healing item, it would affect Houndoom. So if you do that on a Pokemon Essentials game, it'll hit Sandile, because Sandile is the first Pokemon of the party. Now I know Pokemon Essentials is uses up what is it? It's RPG Maker. I forget which version. It's like so many different versions of it. I think it's like XP or something like that. Can't remember. But it uses up a specific version, and it's mainly made for like what's it called? Like a Final Fantasy type of games, where you have the traditional like 2D sprite menus kind of thing. And that's what that was designed for. It wasn't designed for Pokemon. Even if you have all the textures and particles and all that, so that you can use it for Pokemon, the engine itself was not specifically designed for it. It was designed specifically for none of that. It was designed for for like traditional RPGs in that format, not Pokemon. Pokemon's a completely different RPG genre for it. It's so cute. Look how tiny it is. It's so tiny. You can barely see it. It just looks like a moving pebble. I'm gonna catch it. Just because. Yes, why not? Alright, you know what? I'm throwing Pokeballs at you. Where are you? There you are. Stop moving! Oh, there we go. Oh, man. Aiming for this tiny Swinub is so difficult. I think the server's lagging too, so it makes it even worse. So it makes it just a tiny bit worse. bite. Good job, man. Well, only 20%? It's okay. Good job, Sandile. Come on. So crit, we won't do anything. Never mind. We missed. I want the Swinub. It's so cute and adorable. It's so tiny. Stay in. Yeah, we got a tiny Swinub. Look at it. Look how cute it is. It's so tiny. The Peckish. Cool. What size is it? Is there a way you can check? It's Piggy. It's so cute and adorable. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Me and my Swinub. Yeah, what you gonna do about it, Skidoo? I don't know. I'll return you. Technically, we're not supposed to have an ice type, a non-dark type out, but you know what? It's a Swinub and it's tiny. It gets a tiny pass. I'm so funny. Anyway. The icy mountains. Cool. So yeah, so now I have a Grimmsnarl designed with Prankster to be able to protect anybody from Cinderace, and I also have a Slowbro that I've read 2 different ways of using it, and one article kind of just tells me that it is not designed for solo play. It is designed for party play. And another article tells me, oh, yeah, you can solo with the Slowbro. It's no problem at all. Dude, you want to know how frustrating it is to solo with a Slowbro? The AI is so not in your ballpark. Because one of my major frustrations with the AI is that they don't attack when I want them to. So when you are setting up a Slowbro for this event, what you have to do is you have to use 6 setup moves and then start attacking. The problem? Well, all the AI are attacking. Meanwhile, the opponent, the Cinderace in this case, is trying to boost up its stats and is trying to take down, well, everybody else. So what do you do? Well, you continue to set up your strategy because you have a strategy that should work. So meanwhile, I'm trying to set up my strategy. Every other person in the raid is like, well, I'm going to start hitting it. And it's like, no, don't hit it too much. It's going to cause its shield to go up, and then its shield goes up twice. And I think the first time I tried out with the Slowbro, I think there was a Sylveon on my team, I think. And it ended up making it go... So I just finished using Iron Defense 3 times and Nasty Plot 3 times. So I was like, all right. I think I ended up having, Psychic Terrain because I thought that might help. So I tried... So right before I clicked Psychic Terrain, the Sylveon attacks, and the Cinderace is like, okay, time to remove all your stat boosts. I just said, nope. I clicked the home button, I exited the game, and then I restarted. I'm not going to sit there for 6 turns setting up, and then all of a sudden, you're going to end up coming and telling me that, oh yeah, by the way, I reset all your stats. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. And that Sylveon was a jerk. It would probably have been very helpful when I was probably going against the Charizard raid, but no, not for that. The one thing that I am very happy for that they actually did do was that the Cinderace that you do catch does have Libero, but because of the way that Terra raids work, the Libero doesn't change the Terra type. It can't, because it only changes the base Pokemon's type. It doesn't change the Terra. So it would have been very confusing if it went from fighting to fire. To then, what is the other one? Steel. I will say, though, that it using Iron Head, I think at the end, I think it uses Iron Head as its last-ditch move. Scared me a little bit when I was using my Azu. I was like, oh, this is new. This is new. Doesn't matter. Play rough, Shell Bell. I'll just get all my health back. But still, man, that was scary. Like, that scared me a little bit. I was not expecting that. Oh, nope. Go over here. Yeah, so I think in the next session, what I'll do is I'll start at spawn. I think I'll just, like, dive down and kill myself and then go to spawn.